Hi, and welcome to Encounter Counter. In this series of video, I try to give you some ideas for your D&D or other tabletop RPGs campaigns to have some encounters or some small plot points. In this video, we will have something a bit more political than usual, with a few possible side quests, and as always, I will try to give you an encounter map, just in case you wanted one. So, let's first set the scene. You can either make your party start in this town, or they can arrive to this town on their travel. They can either then hear about it and decide to go explore it. There's multiple ways to introduce it, but the basics. This town, and you can of course rename it, but I named it Korea. Korea is about 20,000 people town, so it's not huge by any means, but it's not small either. And the people of Korea elect democratically a leader about every 10 years. When the party arrives in Korea, or after doing a few quests if you want them to have a bit of a more leveled up or have a feel for the city before, but basically at some point in that town, the party will arrive in the middle of the election cycle. There are two main candidates in this election. The first one is Dorian Johnson. Dorian Johnson is not a very wealthy man, but he's a man of the people. A guy that is trying to help and trying to make this city a bit more nice for its inhabitants and try to root out corruption. Against him is running the current mayor of the city, running for re-election, Heather Ball. Heather Ball is a bit older and has been mayor for the last 10 years. He is completely corrupt and on the payroll of the local Thieves Guild. But how can the party get involved in this political situation, you might ask? That's a very good question. Well, when the party arrives in town, Dorian Johnson is doing a speech. He's basically doing an apology for some mistake he did last night, while drunk apparently. He's saying that he doesn't recall going out for a drink and he doesn't recall getting drunk, but nonetheless, people saw him having some strange behavior and he's trying to apologize for it. During that speech, if the party is perceptive enough, they might notice that some people are gathering stones. Some are picking them up from the pavement, some already had them in hand before coming in, and apparently they're planning on stoning Dorian to death. They might want to try to stop this, and if they don't, some other people will notice and panic will ensue. If the party managed to capture one of those people before they try to run away after throwing their stones, they will learn that these people are members of the local Thieves Guild, wanting to do a ruckus to try to mitigate the effect of his apologies. If the party helps, of course, Dorian is going to be very, very thankful, offer them a bit of gold, not too much, and ask them to help. He can explain that he doesn't remember going out for a drink and he's pretty sure he didn't get up from his bed during the night, but nonetheless people saw him. Even friends of him saw him in the town and told him that he had some very bad behavior in the bar. He started a few fights, he tried to pick up women, and he would like help to make sure he doesn't get up at night again. And he will simply ask the party to be discreet and just watch over him while he sleeps this night. If the party accepts this job, during the night, Dorian doesn't get up, he's asleep. But nonetheless, the next morning, same thing again. People are coming at his door saying that they saw Dorian in a bar, having a few drinks and starting fights. Something is definitely happening. But what? Party can try to investigate. Maybe they will ask the local Thieves Guild for information, or they might go directly to his political opponent to try to investigate him. After a bit of investigation, you might want to place a few clues here or there. They might decide to instead go to the bar where Dorian had a few fights and a few too many drinks. If they do, Dorian shows up. If the party has a very good perception, they might notice that the hands of Dorian are a bit weird tonight. Instead of being like this, like everyone else, they're reversed. Dorian again is having a few too many drinks and starting fights, of course. And again, disappears in the middle of the night. The party might want to start to interrogate that fake Dorian or start a fight with him. And the fake Dorian isn't any fake Dorian. The fake Dorian is actually a Rakshasa, a devil coming from hell directly, trying to take over the city. The Rakshasa already controls the local thieves guild, and the local thieves guild control the current mayor, Eder Bull. There is multiple ways this whole thing could come out. This is only one way to get to the point, but basically the point is that if the party try to investigate a bit how the town is run, who is running the Thieves Guild, who is paying the current mayor, who is trying to do that investigation, they will run into that Rakshasa. If they have a conversation with the Rakshasa, his name is Nihan. Nihan is a Rakshasa, so a devil from hell, and he's very proud of himself, but he's not very trusting, and like most Rakshasa, he's not too brave. He's cunning, he plans, and he carefully takes every steps, but he is not arrogant. He doesn't take too many steps. He's very, very careful, never showing his true face in front of anyone. For this town, on top of the main quest of who is the fake Dorian and who is trying to smear the reputation of such a nice person, there is a few side quests that you could do. For example, Dorian had a wife and they had a son together. Unfortunately, Dorian's wife was killed by the local Thieves Guild because Dorian was making too much noise and trying to interfere with them. Dorian is trying to run for mayor to try to make sure that no one loses his wife again, unlike him. But his son is not of the same mind. His son is afraid and doesn't want to lose his father. He might go to the party and ask them to maybe try to dissuade his father for continuing the campaign. Try to find a way to convince him that it's not a good idea. Or maybe try to find someone else that's a better candidate that could replace his father and that his father would completely be okay with that. Another one might be that Dorian's campaign manager is not as honest as Dorian and isn't as noble, and might ask the party to try and go find some dirt on the current mayor, Eder Bull. Maybe he's having an affair, or maybe the party will find some proof that the Thieves Guild is giving money to the mayor to not look too much into crime in the city. Or maybe Eder Bull is going to contact the party, seeing that they're working with Dorian. He might ask them to plant some evidence in Dorian's residence, showing that he's the one making trouble at night, or incriminate him with some crime of some sort to make sure that Dorian is not too much of a problem for the election. Or maybe the local Thieves Guild is going to approach the party and ask them to give a small beating to Dorian's son to convince him that he needs to stop his campaign. It's safer for him, after all. All these side quests might be useful to give some clues to the party member, or to make them do something else so that they have a fresh mind when they come back to the main mystery of who is impersonating Dorian. For example, when investigating Eder Bull, the current mayor, to try to find some information that could be used by the campaign manager, they might find out that there is a Rakshasa in town, or rumors of a demon or devil running the local Thieves Guild. Or when working for the local Thieves Guild, they might meet with the Rakshasa afterward, him giving them the reward himself, since they were so useful to him, maybe trying to get them to have another job, but revealing himself that way. There's many ways you could use these, basically, and as the DM, as always, it's all in your control. It's just ideas that you could use to advance the plot and to make sure that things keep moving. For this week's map, I decided to give you a map of the tavern where the Rakshasa's hideout is. So the inn has a few rooms on the side and a secret passage leading to a smaller room where the Rakshasa has more luxurious room. There's a bakery and a wine merchant. Both have some hatch that can lead into the tavern. The basic thing is for this is that the Thieves Guild is running this part of the city, and it's for them to have a way to go in and out of their hideout without being seen, especially for the Rakshasa. So, in conclusion, the party arrives in a small town named Korea. In Korea, there is gonna be an election soon. Dorian Johnson, the new upcomer, man of the people, against Eder Bull, the current mayor of the town, on the payroll of the Thieves Guild. Weirdly enough, Dorian has a few scandals happening, and he's not sure why, because he's pretty sure he didn't do anything wrong. And you might ask the party to investigate this. As the party investigates, they find out that the local Thieves Guild is run by a demon, or a devil, Rakshasa. The party might try to fight the Rakshasa, or they might have some other side quest in this adventure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to encounter you later, and have a nice one.